No ma ṣe kò gbogbo.
Let's go.
What is going on, people? Welcome to another edition of the Footy Fantasy Podcast. We are back after our mini hiatus. The gang is here. I think this is the latest, Manchester United postseason / preseason review that we've ever done. I feel like we should have done one as soon as the season ended because there was a lot to talk about and we needed therapy from each other. But nevertheless, we're back. Obviously, the Euros have ended. Spain champions. Copa America ended. Argentina won. Olympics ended. Spain won. And now we have Community Shield and Manchester United lost. So I'm going to introduce everyone to the co-therapists we have on the show. The number one therapist is our brother Yinka. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing fantastic. I mean, it's fun to be back on the podcast. It's fun to be back on the podcast.
Of course, bro. We miss you, man. We miss you, man.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And brother Chudy, good to see you, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Another year. another way to find new coping mechanisms. So we're here.
If you need if you need Panadol, I can be your distributor.
Nah. We're past Panadol a long time ago. That's all I can say on a public forum.
Okay. Man's talking about we need Oxy.
Oh, boy.
Okay, the driver who is not behind the steering wheel for now. Yemi, good to see you, brother. Man, like our in-house coach, our man of God or man in God or man to God. I don't know which one you are. What's going on, bro?
Hey man, if you are talking about me, that's too much.
Yeah, we
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to see some nice, cool faces. I don't think I've seen Brother this and Chudy ever in my life.
Oh yeah.
So this is my first time seeing you, and
Good to meet you.
it's pretty cool to meet you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, good to see every one of your faces. I'm more excited to talk to you guys than I am to actually go into the season, believe it or not. But we're gonna start with the game that just ended a couple hours ago. How did you guys feel about that game? Do you care? Do you have any opinions? Do you have any predictions for what is about to come in the season? Is this some kind of a foreshadowing of what is to come? We'll start with you, Yinka. What do you think? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, so I actually predicted United to win 3-2 because most of the players.
You're a false prophet, too.
Yeah, most of the players are just coming back from. I mean, the full fitness is not there.
Yeah.
And knowing that what's his name, Rodri wasn't going to play, so I just felt City won't have much control. But there's this Marketeer. What's that boy's name? Marketeer that played for City.
Marketeer. Yeah.
Oh,
Jake.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a baller.
He's a baller.
He's a baller. Yeah. And I the first 20 minutes, I didn't expect City to hold the ball that much. I didn't expect it. But
you didn't?
I didn't expect because they didn't have Rodri, they didn't have De Bruyne, they didn't have Silver, they didn't have the main starters.
True.
But it felt like those guys were not even needed.
Nah.
In the first 20 minutes. They played City game. It's like if Pep is there, you see City play game. That's what I saw in there. So I was like, okay, that might 3-2 is gonna be. I mean, I just throw it into the bin. Once I saw that control, I was like, okay, this is it. And then later on, we grew into the game, and second half, United took over, and we scored that goal. I mean, Rashford missed two gilt-edged chances. Um, Ahmad was the bright spot of the first half. He was really good. And I mean, to me, I just like to see us play good, and that's it. Because
Yeah.
this is a team in the works. We're in the works right now. So I don't expect us to win games, but I just want to see good football. Good
Hmm.
football, which I liked today. It was okay today.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
That's
I hear you. I mean, I hear you. I will. I will. I'm not sure the good football was there like that. I mean, I understand when you say good football, it was better. It's better than what we've been used to. Um, and yeah, I definitely say that. I'm gonna go to Yemi in a second, but quick, I just forgot to do some quick housekeeping. If you're watching this, you can follow us on Footy Fantasy on YouTube. We're at Footy Fantasy, and on Twitter we are, well, I guess X. Sorry, we're on Footy AD Fantasy, and on Instagram we are at Fantasy Footy. Um, we also have like cliff notes, like a summary version of these podcasts that get posted like what 2 days after from when we go live. So if you cannot spend a whole hour watching the podcast, you can just look forward to the abbreviated version. Um, Yemi, talk to us about how what did you read from today's game? What were there any positives for you to take? Is it what can you predict going forward?
I know Mr. Yenka is yearning for me to speak right now on this topic that you just gave me. So I'm going to be nice. To be honest with you, there were one or two positives I saw.
I'm
Uh,
excited.
and that's from the Manchester United side. I'm going to be honest. And then he took a page from what he did to Man City in the last Carlton Cup.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't do it consistently, but like we did it really good. I'm not going to. We were better than average. It
Hmm.
was simply the fact that we stopped Man City from playing through the middle. We pretty much
Yeah.
put them in the middle. We didn't give too much spaces, and then we forced them to play this from the wings, in which they did, and they did well. And yes, we can say that there was no Rodri. Um, Most of the players are not fit, and that goes for our players too. So at least that one. Listen, defensively we were good. We were good. I'm
Hmm.
not going to sit down here and tell you defensively we were good. Uh, we created chances. We didn't create a lot, but for the few ones we created, I feel just we should have won that game, and that is strange coming from me.
Well, you
Talking,
said we should have what?
we should have won that game
Okay.
with the amount of chances we didn't created.
Hmm.
Those two that Rashford didn't throw away, they weren't like chances that you should throw away if you are a striker with that much experience. No, but also we can also say that
And don't forget the Mason Mount one,
the
where
Mason
he
Mount
just gets beaten.
one, and there's the Ahmad one that
Yeah.
he made the pass instead of him to go through. So basically, we created good, very good chances. So
Yeah.
those are the two decent positives. In terms of the negatives, I'm not going to go much into that
Yeah.
simply because of the fact that I this game to me is not a serious game to me. Yes, it's a derby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I call this the last as a friendly match we play
Yeah.
season. So I'm not going to go too much. A lot of guys were missing, a lot of players were missing, and guys are still winding into shape. Some guys are still tired,
Yeah.
from all the internationals they had to play. So
Yeah.
yeah, so in terms of the positives, those are the two. We
Okay.
created very good,
Yeah.
very good chances,
Yeah.
and then we defended good. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that. I hear that. We didn't have, the entire squad back yet. And even those that came back, Maino, Licha Martinez, Bruno Fernandez, they've had, I don't know, maybe a handful of training sessions before this
You
game
could
today.
you can actually tell that these guys they are not at 100%.
Exactly. They're a little
And then
rusty. You can tell.
Yeah, but this I'll give City this. We talk about Manchester United here. We need to talk about City.
Hmm.
Boy, are they technical on that
Oh
ball.
my God. Yeah. Rico
Rico,
Lewis and Oscar
what's
Bob.
that Bob? What
Oscar
that
Bob.
Bob? Oscar Bob, the guy
Yeah.
that was in the midfield. I saw a guy that they were not phased. They just
Yeah.
moved. They
Yeah.
played a. We are like perfect name to call us is disorganized chaos. This Manchester United.
Facts.
So at least one good thing we did is we allowed City to play, but we didn't allow them to dominate the crap out of us. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trudy, do you think do you take some, I guess, comfort in seeing how we look decent? And when I say decent, I I mean, like in games like this, we usually concede like 20 chances, 20 shots.
Yeah.
Today, Manchester City had 9 shots on our goal, and we had 8 on theirs. So, from a defensive perspective, do you feel more? Do you feel better that we're not conceding as many shots? Because in the Liverpool game as well, even though we lost, we didn't concede too many chances, like those clear, free, open chances we usually
Yeah.
do.
So for me, I mean, just I think everyone has said everything first, but like in terms of the chances conceded, like I've never been like crazy about those chances conceded. I watched the Liverpool game too, and I watched this, but for me, it's the type of chances that they conceded and stuff like that. The Liverpool
Uh-huh.
game, like those two
Yeah.
chances, are literally just. I didn't take any negative from that game, honestly, to be fair. But even though we could have buried our chances, I thought. But personally, I don't think we're playing. I think we're more organized. I think that, believe it or not, I know we used to have this argument last season a lot of how we don't have a style of play or what we want to do and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which I kept fighting. I was like, look, there is a style of play. The fact that we just are not executing it because of personnel that we have there.
Mm-hmm.
Organized, yes, we're organized. I think we're organized defensively, and for the fact that you had Martinez playing as a left back who probably didn't even know how to position himself properly and all those kind of things, but he tried to do a job there, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think everyone has said everything about today's game, but I think one of the main things that got to me, and one of the main things that's got to me is like AWB has gone, which is
Mm-hmm.
good. I think I like the kid, but I think it's a good thing. But we still need to figure out what we do in that back line in terms of because with our style of play, like you can see the hindrance having a Johnny Evans and a Maguire back there. We cannot bring that ball out that back. It's not possible with both of them in the heart of defense. Like you just have to call a spade a spade. It's not possible to do it. And that hindered a whole lot. It hindered a whole lot. We lost some. Thankfully, we didn't lose any ball and nothing silly happened in those circumstances. But that was just one of my main things that I pray to God that some kind of situation is sorted out in the heart of defense specifically
Yeah.
more than anything. And that's really just my only thing that I wanted to mention that has not been said from the other
Yeah.
other guys here, Mirko. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Let me take some comments. There've been some comments, and we have Ayo. I salute my people. Welcome back to another season. Welcome, brother. It's going to be a long ride. Listen, this season you're going to need Panadol, you're going to need paracetamol, you're going to need Tylenol, oxycodone, acetaminophen, and prayer water and anointing oil. So we're here. We're ready.
Come on, man. You don't go to Abalis finish.
Baba, I get everything. I get everything for my medical cabinet. Ayo goes, we played reasonably well, especially in the second half, and created more chances than City. I think it's.
If I can throw something there, did you realize something? Something weird. Second half, Casemiro had a better game.
It
Yeah,
did.
what?
Casemiro had a better game.
A better game. Yeah, that's what it's.
Casemiro having a better game.
That's very true.
He did. He did.
He did. First half, Casemiro was vintage. Ayo called him. The same pick, Casemiro.
What's that?
I almost flipped up my chair. Casemiro
I didn't see that. Wait, was that in the group chat? Was that in the group chat?
Casemiro called him Ozempic Casemiro.
That is
So
hilarious.
like the weird thing that happened was I was pointing it out to my wife. My wife was what my wife didn't even understand what I was saying. I was like, weird thing I know.
Wait. Hold on. Let's talk about the fact that Yemi literally was telling his wife about a football match and she doesn't understand what's going on.
You know, Jacob. I was like, it's weird that Casemiro is playing well, and we tend to do a little bit better. And also, it also didn't help that Man City. I don't know what was going on with them. That's like gonna be just.
Yeah. I mean,
A lot of some of the things that they were trying to do there.
yeah.
But Casemiro played well, and our performance. That is something we need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
No, listen, I'm saying it that whenever Casemiro plays well, we tend to play well.
Yeah, of course, it makes
whenever
sense.
Casemiro plays well, I can I don't know the stats, but about 65 to 70% of those games we actually win.
Yemi, I hear you. Yes, that makes sense.
Now, I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just telling you some of the reasons why we did better.
Yeah.
Casemiro played well. Some of the reasons why Casemiro played well was he was dialed back and he had a partner. Whoever that was. Yeah.
Okay, let me continue with the comments. Ayo goes, also, I don't want to see Licha at left back anymore. He struggles in defending wide spaces. And I think, I don't know. I'm not well, of course I don't want to see him at left back, not because he struggles at defending wide spaces, but because I get more value out of him at center back. I feel like we lose a lot playing him at left back, but Henry goes,
this is what we have right now. We lose, but when the lead comes, so when the lead comes, I won't say he's struggling in defending in wide place. Somebody was defending in wide places last season. Now, come on, last season when he played, he defended really well in wide places. So now the only thing I can say is it's preseason. Homeboy just got back.
Yeah.
So I won't go that far.
I'm definitely with AY on this one now. I do not want to see my left back again.
I don't. Bros.
He does struggle defending wide places. I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with AY most times, but I agree wholeheartedly with him on this one. And
I know what you're. I know. Trudy, I know what you're. Okay,
I want you to understand is that number one, this is still a preseason friendly. Number two, homeboy is not fit, but struggle to defend in wide places. Homeboy defended well in wide places last season. He did.
I think people remember what Mohamed Salah did to him. You know, that in that demolition game, and then of course, I think the equalizer today. He might have gotten skinned by Oscar Bob. I think.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah,
but we're talking about,
but that happens generally now.
We're talking about a handful. We're talking about
Torres skins steadily. Torres skins Vidic steadily. Vidic has never had a good game against Torres. Suarez, Vidic has never. Rio Ferdinand has never had a good game against Suarez.
Yeah.
Hey man, some players just have your number. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So
let me finish taking these comments real quick. Henry says, "Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, Henry. It's going to be a great season. Well, easy for you to say. You're going to win the league. Don't worry. The latex on the way. Hey, we'll talk about that later another time. Henry goes, what about consulting Okija Shrine while you're at it? My brother, any shrine where you get, I will enter it. No GLP-1 slander, please. What does that mean? What's GLP-1? I don't know. Ozempic Casemiro.
I almost fell off my chair.
He's looking trim. Henry goes, Manu will be all right this season, though. I can see the signs and symptoms predicting 4th or 5th this season. All right. Let's go into the next topic. And this, we're eventually gonna look forward to what next season is going to look like. But let's take a quick look back at last year and think about what are the top 3 reasons for what happened. Because last year, lest we forget, last year was the worst finish we've ever had in the Premier League. Last year was the first ever time we'd finished the league with a negative goal difference, the Premier League. And it was just a catastrophe from top to bottom. And people will talk about the FA Cup that we won. Cool, I hear that. But let's not paint a turd and call it, something. So, Yinka, what do you think are the top 3 reasons for the catastrophe that we witnessed last season, and have we fixed those reasons?
The first thing is the horrendous tactics. The tactics were horrendous. Like I just didn't really know what was going through Ten Hag's mind throughout the season. It was horrendous. It was terrible to watch. It was just, despite all the injuries, but just get the players to play. Let it look good to the eyes, Yeah. But he was so hell bent on all this Hail Mary. I don't know. I don't even know what to call the tactics. It was a highway through our midfield. Playing one man rest defense. You can't do that in the EPL.
3-1-6.
I think we've lost him.
316.com.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him back. Chudi, we'll go to you. What do you think? What do you think is the top 3 reasons for our failure last season?
So for me personally, right? Yes, I know tactics played a part, but I personally feel like it was lack of flexibility more than anything.
Lack of flexibility, you said?
So
on whose part?
Sorry?
On whose part?
Ten Hag.
Is that not part of? That's also part of coaching, right?
Flexibility. Do you mean like Chudi? Do you mean like favoritism, where he keeps playing Rashford, he keeps playing Anthony, he keeps?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it still falls on that thing, and it also falls on that what Yemi is saying. Flexibility in terms of just going gun ho with exactly your philosophy, what exactly you want to do, what you want to do. You're forcing the take, meaning that you're coming out there, you're playing, you're isolating, it's pretty much when we're set back, we're still doing the same thing. We're doing the exact same thing, his philosophy right now. Yep. That's whole when we're coming back to defense, when we don't have the ball, we'll play that 4-2-4, 2 men in the middle, 4 men in the back, the 4 attacking, 4 up front. We're doing the same thing over again with the striker, all that stuff. But
which is true.
Then he didn't make adjustments to personnel. And I've made this argument so many times. And I say that because, one, you're playing with Casemiro as of last year who barely had any legs. Like, you saw the weight. We all saw that. He didn't have enough mobility to fit in that type of system.
Yeah.
So tried to play out the back. When they're trying to give him the ball, he's not as available. Then Beidou is covering a lot more legs or covering a lot more slack for stuff like that.
Yeah.
There you have a back line and Maguire and Evans in some cases, or Lindelof that cannot handle the ball properly. They're not quick on the ball and move the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
In that situation, start trying different things. Like play 3-man back, play long balls. I don't care about the whole, it has to be pleasing to my eye. Look, be effective. Be effective. Just if you're being effective with what you have, because I had to come to reality in the terms that, like, look, this is what we have right now. Most of the players that I'm expecting a certain kind of football from, they're not there. And some of the ones I'm expecting football from, they're not playing to expectation. So I face reality. I'm like, look, just be effective. Make adjustments.
So it's safe to say, Chudi, that you don't care about this whole beautiful football. You just want to see results.
No. I care about beautiful football, but I'm also a realist. I believe that, look, I'm not going to sit down there and like, why is this not pleasing? No. First things first, like, you're going to crawl before you walk. You're building a system. You're building a situation. You're building a system. Man City didn't get here overnight. Like, you're building a system. Like, you have to come to terms the reality of your situation. So I'm like, I'm not expecting to be seeing 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. If I see it, that's great. I would love to, but if I'm not seeing it, at least be effective with whatever we're trying to do. Like, look, you don't have a player like a Maguire or Lindelof or Wan-Bissaka. They're not going to be doing 3-touch passes here and there back to back and comfortably keeping control of the ball with pressure on them. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Why do we keep trying it? If you notice, most of the goals that we conceded last year, like something we lose the ball from the back from one silly pass that tries to go through the middle, boom, and we're just completely exposed. That's why people say highway from heaven. Like you just fly through or go through, so because we're trying to do things that we did not have personnel or were we capable of, and we never made adjustments around what we had. And that's my own view, anyways.
Yeah. Let me go back to Yinka. I'm gonna come back to you because before you got disconnected, you were talking about the number one reason why you think we failed so badly last season, and you were talking about this coach's unwillingness or inability to like change tactics and actually get the players playing.
Yeah, the tactics were terrible. That's my number one thing, and he just couldn't get the players going. That's the first one. The second one is the injuries. I mean, if you can't have how Arsenal. I mean, if Arsenal didn't have a stable back four, there's no how they're going to compete with City. There's no how they're going to compete with City.
Yeah.
So, they say attack wins you games, but defense win you titles. So says the great Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, if you defense will win you titles. Arsenal is just unfortunate last season. They should have won it, but I'm happy they lost it.
Thank God.
And the last one is I believe the players were losing confidence in Ten Hag because the whole world could see. The whole world could see that this is a lost cause. Change this course. Until he got humiliated at Palace. That's when things changed. That was when things changed. When he knew that, okay, I mean, yes, he can't even he couldn't defend that because I remember when we got beaten by Fulham at home, he was still saying, yeah, we played great. And I was trying to look for G out of the great that he got. He could even pronounce the whole word. I was looking for the G in the game.
The G was gone.
He was gone. These guys said we played great. I'm sure you guys thought I was behind all this nonsense. I wasn't supporting the nonsense. I was just hoping that I was just tired of changing coaches that hopefully he will learn. Players will learn together and then they will turn out good. I mean, let me run through my own. If we don't, before gold becomes gold, it passes through the fire.
True.
Last was baptism by fire.
Yeah.
So I mean, 3 points, horrendous tactics that he was extremely stubborn to just change.
Yeah.
Players will adapt easily and play well. Injuries, there's no how. Everybody has injuries, but ours was just diabolical. The one from Manchester United was just diabolical, but everybody has injuries. So it's not, I won't lean into that as the major cause. The major cause was horrendous tactics by Ten Hag, and it's culpable for it.
Yeah.
Let me lost confidence in him. They couldn't play for him anymore.
Yeah, and I agree with you in the comments. Like it's like you guys were reading from the same page. He says crap tactics, injuries, and uninspiring man management, which you said, like they started to lose faith in him. I want to come to you. So Ayers talked about injuries. Yinka's talked about injuries. I'm sure you also probably acknowledge the injuries. I want to ask the question from and I'm not trying to be horrible to Ten Hag here. But do you think, or is there some credence to the point of view that this guy himself maybe could be culpable for the severity of the injuries that we had and that we seem to continue to have? And this is why I asked that. We saw Lenny Euro play 7 minutes against Arsenal and went out straight away, right? People who were like at the tour in the United States saw Lenny Euro. On that day, in the morning training session, he was limping during the session and limping after the session. and they were shocked to see his name on the team sheet by evening time at the game. Like, are we shooting ourselves in the foot? Like, who made that? Who makes calls like that, and why?
So this, let me comment, like, in terms of the injury front, and I have always been on the back of the fact that Ten Hag don't rotate well, and that has been his Achilles heel in as much as he was moving from Ajax. From his days in Ajax, it was what's that guy that played at Chelsea? The attacking guy that played for Algeria.
That played where?
Who?
That plays for Algeria. I used to play at Chelsea, but got loaned out. Slim guy.
Oh, Maris.
Algeria.
No, not Maris.
No, Maris. Okay,
Chelsea.
let that do this.
Hey,
I forgot his name.
Morocco, you mean?
Yeah, I need that name. He plays for either the Algerian national team or plays. Yeah, he plays for Algeria.
And he's from Chelsea, and he plays at Chelsea. He used to play at Chelsea.
play at Chelsea. He left Ajax and went to Chelsea. He was
Ziyech.
Morocco now.
Morocco.
Ziyech and Neres. Neres played for Ajax. Yeah. Ziyech and Neres said some things about him.
Mm-hmm.
This was even before he left Ajax. Rotation, he's not good at it. That guy can play 15 players throughout the season if he had the opportunity to. So he doesn't rotate much. And number two is clear communication to those that are on the bench. There is no clear communication as to, you are in my plans. You may not start now.
Yeah.
But you are in my plans. You are useful. You are very important. Blah, 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 blah. So there was no clear. And he was a very big authoritarian, which means he can look at you and say, I don't like your haircut, go cut it. Or do something like that. You could do that in Ajax. But when you come to a team like Manchester United, where like you are, where like the
Different ball game.
The league is different. The teams you're playing against are different. Everything is different. The game is much more quicker, less technical, but a lot more aggressive. There are a lot more athletes in here. Nobody needs to teach you to rotate. For the great Ancelotti to figure that out when he first came, that rotating is key to win the league. Now, listen, in terms of the injuries, when you don't rotate much, you are going to get injuries. Now, listen, injuries, there are some that it's not about rotation. There are some it's just that somebody comes and just whack the mess out of you. Just like what happened to Mino in the friendly match in Houston. Yeah. He just got whacked.
Yeah.
I mean, that can happen. But like when we now start having muscle injuries, hamstring injuries, and all those stuff, that tells me you have either overworked those muscles, you don't stretch well, you don't do the right exercises, or you are just tired and you are overcompensating.
It means the recovery time is not there.
I am number one because I'm going through that right now. Ruptured knees and stuff because I'm compensated. So I understand that part. So yeah, the only thing I can pray for, because I don't want to flog a dead horse, I'm just hoping. A lot of people say that we need this player, we need this player, we need this player, we need this player. There's no point in us buying players if we are not going to use
to rotate.
If you are not going to use the people that. So now, if you're shouting injuries, I hope the new guys that are up there are demanding him to rotate the team. Man City rotated. Arsenal rotates. But check. At times, let me help you. Hold on now. Let me finish. There are games that the most player that played on that team was probably Saliba and their back line. Now, what's that Brazilian guy that came from Chelsea? What's his name? Juninho or whatever his name.
Jorginho.
Yeah, Jorginho. Jorginho will come into midfield. Partey will sit. Jorginho will play. Jorginho will play and Partey sits. So there's a rotation there. You have that guy that plays on the left from Belgium.
Rice played almost all their games.
No.
Rice played all their games.
Rice played on. Hold on now, but those are 2, 3. But like the rest got this ample time. Saka played everything. But now listen, they're already
White. Then White.
talking about it. They are talking about it now. So listen, they need to get a replacement unless these guys are going to be burnt out. Most teams that win championships, you rotate. That is how you keep those guys that are on the bench interested in the game. If you're not giving them garbage, you are not giving them. And when I mean rotate, you can start them. Nobody's saying don't start. But when it's like 2-0 and stuff and it's 60 minutes, bring them out. Let other people.
Okay. It's a good thing.
Don't bring them in at 86 minutes.
I think it's a good thing you cleared that one, because if you're looking for time spent and stuff like that,
even
Arsenal, Liverpool, everybody has at least 5 core players that will always play.
They always start.
They're playing at least 80-70% of the time. Right? Saliba,
no, but notice one thing though. Whenever they are 2-0, 3-0 up,
yes,
you see you start pulling them out.
So I agree with you on that part, but I think our own stuff.
United never had 3-0 up now.
United, we can't have 3-0. No. We have had 2-0 up.
Thank you.
But the problem is we desperately lack
control of games
and the management on the bench side. When you don't have that, if your game style is disorganized chaos, you are never going to have control. That is why we can lose leads to Coventry City after 3-0. You know how many games we lost or drew? Chelsea, Brighton, Brentford, Crystal Palace, 9 minutes. That is Ulises free kick.
I remember. Yeah.
We couldn't control the game.
We couldn't control game.
So that is one of the reasons why now if you ask me reasons for why we lost, a chunk of it is on Ten Hag, not necessarily on injuries. Your ability, you should be able to control a game. I saw Man City today control a match, and they did not have their main cog in their game.
So, and this question is for Chudi and Yinka. Do you guys, when we talk about this lack of rotation that exists in the squad, would you say that that's the reason why there is so much drop off when you go from playing like the core players to the fringe players? Because when there's no rotation, right, it means the fringe players don't even get the chance to play. So because of that, there's so much drop off. That's what I'm thinking, because there is a big difference between when Licha Martinez plays and when he's not playing. There's a huge drop off.
And that's a fundamental problem. And I if you look at City today, I look at most of their midfield, the entire midfield other than Kovacic were pretty much young boys, the McAtee, O'Reilly and whatnot. But the thing about it is that when you look at them, like there's a core value that is instilled in these players in terms of running, ability, how they're moving, how they're touching. Anybody that comes in, no matter how far, like, I mean, even with City, then those days of Mahrez will not play like 2-3 games. He will come, he'll show up and just act like he's been playing every single game. And we never had that.
Yeah.
But I think with the rotation aspect of it, that's part of the lack of flexibility I spoke about earlier. That lack of flexibility that we had, like he was so gung-ho on his, look, we have to do it this way. This is how it's going to work. We're going to keep doing it this way, keep doing it this way to see a result. Again, I can empathize with the guy, but at the same time, is that he's trying to do something over again, just having belief in that system that's going to work, but you're clearly not seeing it working. You're not making adjustments, and it's a hard thing to toss up. It's easy for us from the outside to say, "Oh, you know what? Why not try this person? Why not try this person? Why not try this person?" But
yeah, I hear you. Let's go to the next topic. You can tell Ayo is already telling us that this podcast will last 4 hours. Ayo, this is what you get when you have not put us United fans together to have a therapy session of our own. This is what happens. But let's move on to like previewing next season. And Yinka, I'm gonna start with you. Like, let's preview next season. And I've asked a very dramatic question here, but it's not. Does Ten Hag last the whole season? That's the question, right? But I want you to talk about that in the context of actually previewing the next season. This morning we got the here we go for what's his face, Delete. We got the here we go for Mazraoui. You know, Ajax FC. We got the here we go
There
for
you
Wan
go.
Bissaka.
When you're there, please exit.
Yes, now. We got here we go for Wan Bissaka going to West Ham. So we're bringing in players, right? But you know, the team doesn't really, at least from my point of view, the team's spine doesn't really look that different. What's your forecast for the coming season? And quite frankly, do you think this manager lasts the whole season?
I have a feeling he's gonna last. I have a
Okay.
good feeling that he's gonna last, and I believe we're gonna miss out of top four. I'm sorry to say, I have a strong feeling we're gonna miss out of top four. And the reason
What are
is
your expectations?
team
What are
cohesion.
the non-negotiables for you?
My expectation is to at least make top four and a cup.
Okay.
That will be my expectations, but I'm going to be very pessimistic. He'll probably keep his job because he'll probably sneak into top four, but I don't see United making top four because the teams around us are really, 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 really stacking up. They are stacking up. So I know we improve to sixth. We will make top six.
Okay.
But I can't guarantee top four. So I'll say we'll come fifth in the league.
Fifth.
All right. A cup.
Which cup?
Preferably Europa League? Europa Cup.
Okay.
Europa League Cup.
Okay.
That's a step up from last season. Europa Cup will make it work. But I think it's going to last the season because of the refreshing of his backroom staff. There's something about Hake and Van Nistelrooy. I think they've come to freshen things up. He has, I think, autonomy on the other guy that left. I can't remember his name off my head now.
Van der Gaag.
He had that autonomy over him. He controls. Yeah, exactly. He controls whatever goes on the field. But if you notice, even in this Community Shield, he sat back. Van Nistelrooy and Hake were talking. If you get what I mean. So it's more about a collaboration now rather than Ten Hag doing his nonsense.
Okay.
So I think that will change. That will help him. And if they see that collaboration, and I think we're going to play good. We're going to play well on the ice. The results will probably not be there, but we'll make top four, top five.
Okay, I hear that. Trudy, what is? I know you. You just want, efficiency. You want results. What are your expectations? What do you foreshadow for this season? And do you think the manager lasts the entire duration?
Honestly speaking, I mean, just barring everyone staying healthy, this squad staying healthy, and we're doing what I'm seeing. I watched every single preseason game. Everyone comes in healthy and comes in as hungry as they are, and we can keep that intensity going. But I can see us making top four, and in my own opinion, I can actually see it. I believe the other teams there.
Do you mean top four in the Nigerian Premier League or the English Premier League?
So people think. The thing about it is that, like, again, and I said it again last year, is like, okay, look, I personally think, I know the injuries did a number to us last season, and again, Ten Hag had a whole lot to play. I don't personally see us getting unscathed without injuries. We're going to have this injury. There's a deeper problem with this injury situation. Before I thought it was just bad luck, but I think there's a much deeper problem with this injury situation. And if that is not sorted, if that not rectified, we're going to have serious problems. With our squad, with what we have, if everyone is healthy and we can keep this level of intensity, somehow I believe we can do it. I personally think. And I mean, I guess this is not time to talk about other teams in the league, but like, honestly speaking, only two teams are more like two teams that I've just been watching as far as their moves, which is West Ham and the Villa more than anything. But
Yeah.
and definitely Arsenal too. But most other teams, I have not really seen proper like, oh my god, these people are really these people look like they're coming for everyone's neck this year. Like those are the three teams that like, okay, they look like they're onto something. This is something different. So I think it's feasible if we can keep a very healthy squad and we can keep this level of intensity, in my opinion, anyways.
Okay. Yemi, talk to me about where you think we're going to finish and whether this guy lasts through the season.
Simply put, where will we finish depends on two things. Depends on if we can get some reinforcements. We've gotten some, which is good, but based on the football I'm seeing we play, the 4-2-4 we play, and how well we've been pressing, that is good. But I've noticed a major problem, a couple of major problems. When you bypass that first press, we are still back to the way we were.
Facts. Yep.
And that is a huge problem. One thing about this league is very, very competitive, and we have extremely smart coaches. After a few games, they will figure you out.
Yeah.
It didn't take them
the
long.
Opposition analysis is crazy.
It didn't take them long to figure out Ten Hag last 2 seasons. When they did, that's when the downfall started. I'm predicting this. Before my prediction, this is it. Bar City, Arsenal, everything else, there's no reason why we shouldn't make top 4. No reason. Because
wait, hold on. Are you saying what time came to say Guguru? Aston Villa came to say Lepa.
Which is a very, very good question, and I'll tell you this. Bar City and Arsenal, they have coaches and their system is already set. Chelsea has a new coach. Liverpool has a new coach. Villa are in Champions League. They are playing in 4 competitions. How many competitions did they play last season? 3 or 4. I think they played a Conference League. Champions League is going to beat.
They played everything.
Yeah, Champions League is going to beat the crap out of them.
True.
That's Villa, you said?
Villa, yeah. Villa is 4. Champions League is going to beat the crap out of them. And I don't think they have enough depth for them to take and the experience.
Newcastle, how about Newcastle?
Newcastle, with the amount of injuries they had so much injuries that all of those players will have to come back. At some point in time, they were out with 10, 11 first-team players.
Yes.
10, 11 first-team players.
Yeah.
So that one, you brought up and I didn't think of Newcastle. So, no, but all with that, everybody else, we are merged in the same place. Now, if we can, you said, what are our expectations? We still need a DM. Yeah. If we could get a DM, I am still proposing for a number 8. We need technical players. And I'll tell you why. Everybody in our midfield are very erratic. Every last one of them. Casemiro is erratic.
Yep.
Mount is erratic. Bruno is erratic. Hannibal is erratic. The only person that is not erratic on our midfield
is Meno.
Are 2. Meno and Eriksen. Eriksen,
true.
No legs. That's why we treat the ball like hot distant potato.
Yeah.
When we don't keep the ball because
possession.
System helps in you keeping the ball. You also need people that are technical enough that whenever they have 2-3 people running at them, that comfort to hold the ball is still there. Bar Meno, everybody else is around, which means we are going to do the disorganized chaos that we are doing. Disorganized chaos means you lack tech. When you lack tech, places where like you're not supposed to lose the ball, you lose the ball.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with system. That just has to do with your player personnel. It's either you lose the ball or those that are supposed to show don't show because I'm not going to go into that place. Because if I go into that place, 2 people are going to rush me.
Yeah.
And when those 2 people rush me, I'm going to lose it. So it's not going to. So it's not going to. So
Trudy, that means don't let it spoil in my hand.
Don't let it spoil in my hand. So we have a lot of players that are don't let it spoil in my hand. If we can sort that out, there's no reason why we don't make top 4.
So
okay,
so just a quick point. I actually disagree with that in terms of like I don't think it's player personnel. I actually think it's style of football. We play that transition football where every 2-3 seconds, you have to make a decision on how you're moving forward, and that's how we're containing and we play that position. We play that, let that ball rip and whatnot. That's the attacking football.
Trudy, I'll add to that. Trudy, I'll add to that, and this ties in what Yemi has been saying to what you're saying.
Yeah,
the player personnel is what is making him play that style because they can't hold the ball. That's why he's doing fast, quick transition.
No, we
I
can't.
believe it's player personnel. We don't have players that can hold the ball.
We can.
We look at
That is why we
No.
don't really
Listen
have
to what
players
he's
that
saying.
can hold the
Listen
ball.
to what this Chudi is saying. Listen to what Chudi is saying. Listen to what Chudi continue.
So
Please.
what I'm saying is that the players that the number 8s, Bruno in Portugal, they play a 4-3-3 in Portugal. In 4-3-3, he plays there as a he keeps he's not even as box to box as he does with us.
So why is it?
He can do it. He can easily do it.
But he doesn't do it at the club. Why?
Yeah, but he doesn't, because that's our style of play.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Can I say something
to that? Hold on. This is going to be a very long podcast, by the way, and it's Ayo's fault, so blame him for that. Do we have players that can hold the ball? Yes.
Absolutely, 100%.
I can give you names right now. Ahmad can hold the ball. Ahmad is very good.
Yes.
Sancho can hold the ball.
Yes.
Sancho never wastes the ball.
Ericsson holds the ball. Ericsson can hold the ball.
Ericsson can hold the ball.
Mainu can hold the ball.
Mainu can hold the ball. I have Zigzi. I'm not even counting Zigzi. We're talking like
okay.
So based on those 4, you have 4 players that are decent. They are not. I'm not saying they are Man City level up. You don't need to be Barca level. Just have ability to do and make good and better decisions. Because you are playing counter-attacking football does not mean you counter-attack one player against 2. Even Messi, that is not a math that can work. Even with Messi, ask Messi every time he likes to dribble through two, this and 3 guys. It's difficult. You are always going to lose. So now this thing, I understand it's transition. But when you're actually making those transitions, when you get to the final third, what do you do with the ball? It's not every time you play kick and follow. Every time I get the ball, I want to cut in and shoot. We figured out Anderson now. We figured out all those players. But when you get those balls, make better decisions. Should you shoot? How about you, instead of you playing one touch, hold on to the ball. Move the ball to the side instead of you running. So those are the things I'm out saying. Like,
okay, I guess we have had a dictator break into the show. We had a burglary into the show. Aya, what's going on? Welcome. Even though you are not invited, but we are going to have you.
I had to go for.
I think this is a 3-week series.
A cavity filling, so I'm going to sound off. I jumped in, guys. Since it's a 5-hour podcast, let's just make it. Let's just continue. Let's just talk because, like, wow, this is just.
Please stop with you, so might as well just.
Oh, and why you had to bring Chucky too?
You don't want to bring Chucky. The Chucky I spoke with this morning, brother. You don't want.
So where?
Don't.
Okay, so we're going to move on to and I know Ayo probably has thoughts on this whole on where we went wrong last season, but since he's here, I'm just going to take his comments. He says Ten Hag is not making it to the end of the season.
Yes,
we will finish somewhere between 5th and 6th.
Absolutely.
I just don't see where the goals are coming from. So you have the floor. Tell us, substantiate that point.
Before Ayo starts it, this Oga Kwame, you and Ayo too, by the way. The comments on Rashford, I'll make sure I'm here when you people eat those comments.
You mean
which comments?
But you guys know, Oga Kwame, you don't disrespect Rashford enough.
Wait, you mean the guy that should be selling gala in Lagos?
Fair
enough.
enough.
Talking about.
You
mean the one that has taken
Kwame. If you think Oga Kwame has disrespected Rashford enough, we all know a particular guy.
We don't want to hear Rashford. But Rashford, like Judy, I'm with you.
Just for the record, when things start turning around, please make sure Oga Kwame is here.
My brother, I will be here.
My apology.
I will be here. I will get here. I will apologize with my full chest.
No problem.
Go ahead.
Rashford will surprise you guys this season. Rashford.
Yeah, it will surprise me.
Goals will come.
Yeah, it will surprise me.
Goals will come.
Goals will come. True. Goals in his
See the
backyard.
goals.
Goals in his backyard. In the field in his backyard. In the small post. Goals will come. He will score a trick. He will score a trick in his backyard.
Chidi, just do this. Chidi, do this. Leave
So
them.
just for the record,
Goals will come.
I'm a big Rashford. Everybody knows I'm a big Rashford fan. So
Of course you are.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but so when I look at this team, this is the problem I see. Right, I think we're doing the same thing a lot of managers have been doing for years, which is like we fix the attack, or we add more depth to the attack, add more depth to the defense, but for some reason just ignore the midfield. And when we even get players in midfield, we misprofile them. We've been doing this season after season after season. When we need a central midfielder, we buy an attacking midfielder, like my base mount. I didn't want to play him centrally. Then, or you go and get what's the guy from Dortmund from loan, Sabitzer, and start playing deep in midfield. But we saw every time, we just saw it in Euros. He's an attacking midfielder. We do this, or even if we manage to profile them, what do? We get people on their last legs and give them big contract for what they've done in the past, rather than buying players for what they'll do for you in the future. This is what we've been doing for years on years on years on years. It's like a revolving door. It's a revolving door, right? Because now, so this is my problem. When I look at the team, why I think we come fifth or sixth is the midfield is a big problem. Yes, Ozempic, Casemiro looks fit. It looks better than last season. You know, the Ozempic is kicking in, and I'm happy you got Ozempic. It looks trim. It looks trim. We know what this is.
Wait,
right? We know.
Was he that gave him the prescription? Is he that gave him the prescription?
Allegedly. So that they won't come for our podcast. Allegedly.
Somebody calls him Viagra Casemiro.
Oh, God.
Allegedly. But okay. Jokes aside, I don't see this lasting for a long time. I think it's just fitness, being fresh, had a good summer. Like, we know like this is not going to last. Casemiro is not going to. We know this. All of us know this, right? Yeah. So we need to fix the midfield. If we don't improve the midfield, so my prediction is based on fifth, sixth. Is if you just leave this midfield as it is, fifth, sixth. If we get a good midfielder, maybe we can push to fifth, sneak into fifth. You know, that's what I think. Why I don't think Ten Hag is going to last. I like starts a lot. Chudi doesn't.
Oh my God.
My friend Chudi doesn't like starts. He says
I just
first of all, some of us
context behind the stats. That's all.
Judy, this is where I agree with you. You and me usually don't agree. This one I agree with you because there's a reason why some of us were not engineering. I'm not a science major. I failed math. I failed math in school.
So this is why I think so.
I'm in between because I like math.
The stats.
I'm in between.
Right? The stats showed Manchester United were lucky to come 8th. Our expected goal difference showed that we should have finished 14th or 15th.
15th.
For 2 seasons in a row, our expected goal difference shows that we are overperformed to finish where we have. I'm saying even when we came 3rd, our expected goal difference said we should have come 6th. The point I'm painting out is this. Despite adding more new signings, our curve is not going upwards, it's going on a decline under Ten Hag. So my point is you cannot keep getting lucky continuously, right? I think Ten Hag is going to be found out today this season. And when I mean found out, let me be clear. I don't think we're going to be as bad as last season results-wise. I just think we're going to be halfway through the season. All of us will still be asking, like, why is this team not cohesive enough? That's what I think is the
what you're telling me is this. I'm going to say Ruud van Nistelrooy be interim manager this season.
That's possible. Everybody should get ready for that. That's possible.
Can I say something though? I'm so sorry. Ayo just made my point without even knowing that I made my point. Remember when I was talking about we still need two players. If we are going to do anything meaningful, we need a 6 and we need an 8. And that still stands. That's what I just came and said. So, I didn't say it as nicely as he did.
Just for clarity, 6 is the holding, 8 is the box to box.
Yeah. We need somebody that is at this point in time, we can't go without having a press resistant 6 or 8. However you want to mix it. Meno cannot be your only press resistant midfielder in the team.
Ericsson is there.
Ericsson.
Okay. So this I can help you out with this.
Coming for him. We will kind of relieve him. Let me put it that way.
Better ball user. Ericsson is a better ball user compared to Casemiro in the deepest place. But do you want Ericsson back there? I don't think you do.
Ericsson NFT, guys.
Yeah, I think you want
and he'll be fine. He'll be fine if he's only 15 minutes.
So
guys,
he'll be
fine.
Even 15 minutes, but with the right people around him. With the way we play, we transition 3-1-6, Baba.
Yeah.
If he misses that one pass, brother, we are attacked. What happens? Those 6 people in front or those 5 people start backpedaling. You are running against athlete people. It's not much about the football. They can run. So you have 6 people running against 3 or 4. And brother, we considered the second most shot on target.
But this what we're but this is what we're saying.
That's not going to be the case this season, though. I have a very good, because I saw patterns against Arsenal and also Liverpool. Yes, those transitions were happening, but it wasn't at that calamitous rate last season.
Which is true.
And these are better teams.
I'll give you that. We said the same thing.
So if you have a Fulham now, they have to be highly technical. They have to be highly technical to beat that press.
Okay.
If you look at the way they played City, even today, once that press is beaten, they fall back. Those four attackers fall back.
All right,
it's better contained now. There's some sense put into it now, unlike last season where there's nothing in the middle.
Yeah, I think so. We
still have that donut in the middle.
That's the thing. If the donut can get smaller, if the donut can shrink.
The donut now with 2.
Right now is 2.
The donut
watch where the second player plays. They are not. Watch where the second player plays. They play like this. So that trust through that middle is still there. The only reason why we did well against City was simply
I know it's not going to be as worse. It's not going to be as worse as last season. If it is,
hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie,
what you guys are doing. Wait, Ogakwame, just one statement. I see what Ayo and Yemi, they are looking through the lenses of last season.
No, I'm not.
And if that's the case, Ten Hag is a goner.
I'm not actually. I'm not.
I believe it's going to be better. It's going to be better.
I hope.
That's the lenses. You just talked about that's what I'm saying. So you guys are looking through the lens of last season, and that's all I see. And I won't say I'm objective. I'm pro Ten Hag in the sense that I want to see him succeed. But he's doing nonsense. But I have seen an improvement.
Okay.
I mean, if there was no improvement, how many shots did City have today? How many shots did compared to last season when we faced them 2 times in the league?
You know one.
Yes, you might say it's preseason, but there's a pattern to it.
You know one thing though, I don't care.
There's a pattern to it.
How we play in those games. The first game I care about is Fulham, and it's not because it's preseason. It's because we are going to play 70% of the teams we are going to play are going to be the Fulhams, like the teams you are supposed to be.
Facts, exactly.
Put in the group chat. I have my binoculars for Friday.
Yeah,
those are the games I will see if something has changed.
Yeah, let's address the last topic before we end this podcast.
That's fine enough. That's I'm good with that. But I believe you're not going to see what happened last season. It's not going to be that bad. It's going to be there, but not that horrible, not that horrendous. Now we're going to have Licha. Now we're going to have more players. Hopefully, players are not injured as at last season. So things are going to look better. I'm sure.
I agree with you. It will look better. But just to end this, I agree with you. I think things are going to look better. But we're in our 3rd season with one person. Is that it? So? What does better actually mean? Is better going to be good enough for somebody that's in his 3rd season that spent the amount of money and the amount of players he has brought in? That's if that's good enough for me, that's not good enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I would say the Arsenal fans did worse than this. They had 4 seasons. They were playing terrible until this guy got all his players in every department.
That is incorrect.
Ten Hag now. This is his 3rd season.
That's incorrect.
No, very correct. until them Aubameyang and everybody, he cleared out the whole players. Them Ozil, everybody.
Guys, you have to finish the podcast.
They've not won anything. They've not won anything. They've not won anything. Listen. They've not won anything, and they didn't start playing this Arsenal way in 4 seasons.
I disagree, but I don't want to extend the podcast. Let's keep going. That will pack down for different.
I just need us to stop being for like AFC. Close your pint. Which player? We'll do a round robin. I'm gonna start with Chudi. Which player?
For like
I mean, yeah, man. Okay. Shout out to all the Falakers out there. I love y'all. Okay, Chudi. We're gonna do a round robin starting with Chudi. Which player gets his breakouts this season? Who breaks out this season? I mean, it doesn't have to be a new person. It can just be somebody who you think is going to like get who's gonna have a real purple patch this season. Please don't say Marcus Rashford. Please, I beg you.
For me, it's Ahmad though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ahmad is my person.
Okay.
This is going to be easier for me.
All right. I still kind of I feel a little bit. I'm a little scared that his starting lineup will be Rashford on the left and Garnacho on the right,
which is also fine.
No, it's not. No, it is not. You're smoking weed.
It is also fine. I'm very fine with Garnacho, but Ahmad at least gets in good 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And they find a way to rotate that situation. But Ahmad will get his this year. As one person, I'm sorry, I know I'm supposed to name one, but I just had to mention his name.
Go ahead.
Whoever that kid is, and I pray he gets some shine this year. But that boy, Henry, is he Amas?
Harry Amas.
I really want to see him, like, whatever Malasia is trying to do with his life, that's also fine. Like, I wish him all the best, but
no, Trudy. What they said was Luke Shaw ate Malasia. They closed the Burger King. They closed the Burger King next to Luke Shaw's house, so he decided to eat Malasia.
Yo, on a very serious note, Amas, like, in terms of like our fullback situation, like from that level, even Luke Shaw is a very direct type of player. He's not as ball playing, but he's direct and effective. But Amas, I've not seen that much sense in a fullback in a while, especially a young one. And I pray he gets some numbers this year. I pray he gets something out there this year. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So for Chudi, it's Ahmad and Amas. All right. Let's go to Yemi. What say you?
Ahmad.
Okay. Ahmad Diallo. All right. Our African brother. Yinka, what you saying?
Ahmad.
Okay.
Say no more.
Okay. All right. Ayo.
I think it should be Harry Amas. I suspect from Ten Hag's comments, he's not too big on him, which is fine. We don't watch him in training. Maybe there's something saying, so I'm not going to argue too much. But I think it's going to be Kohler. What's his name?
Yeah,
that's what I think it's going to be. Yeah.
You think he's going to get a chance with Scott McTominay is still there?
I think McTominay is going to be sold. I think they're just playing hardball. Eric's an NFT, guys. I just said that before. He doesn't exist.
They might be getting Ugarte.
Wait.
If we get Ugarte or anybody, that kills Colliers.
Eric's an NFT.
We are talking about Ten Hag, who is anti-rotate.
Europa League, I think, is going to get some minutes.
Brother, Homeboy played first.
He's going to rotate.
Yeah, remember we're playing Coventry City.
Repeated.
No, but I agree with Ayo. I think I like the look of Collier. For his age, he plays with. He has a good command of the ball at his feet, and he carries the ball pretty well.
And the Ten Hag player, sorry to interrupt you. Like when I mean the Ten Hag player, Ten Hag looks like he over indexes towards out of possession qualities more than in possession.
Yeah.
And Kola is very good, quick to press. He knows how to jump out in the press a lot. He indexes so much in that, especially for his forward and midfielders. That's what I see about Ten Hag.
I wish he was a little more mobile, though. I wish he was a little less heavy in his movement.
Really? I thought he actually finds good positions in good attacking areas. That's actually one of the pluses I gave him more than anything.
I know this.
I don't think he's comfortable as carrying the ball.
It does need to end. It needs to end.
But I'm sorry, we have a lot of mobile players in our midfield that just run and acquire space. Brother, we just need people with good tech. Test the ball, know when to pass, know when to
facts.
Know
facts.
when to carry, know when to drop, know when. I don't care if you are quick. I just need you to make good footballing decisions.
Facts.
Your quickness is not how fast you run. Your quickness is how fast you can
think.
And your execution.
So that's exactly. So just to clarify, right? That's why I said I think it should be one person.
That's Koila right there.
This person. Because I'm looking at the manager we have and what he indexes towards. So that's why I made it clear.
Yeah.
I think he should be Harry Mass, but I think it's going to be Kola. That's what I think.
Yeah. And look, before we end, I just wanted to shout out everybody watching again, everybody who commented. Reminder that we are on YouTube. If you like this video, follow us on YouTube at Footy Fantasy.
Wait, have we done the one signing we need? Have we done that? Already? I
mean, everybody has talked about we need a midfield. We need a 6 and we need an 8. Everybody pretty much agrees on that. So yeah, on Instagram we're at Fantasy Footy, and on X/Twitter we are at Footy80 Fantasy. I just want to make one last point that look, we're talking about a player who's going to break out. I know one player who's going to break off this season, and that is Mason Mount. The man will amount to nothing. I'm telling you right now. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it was nice.
I'm just playing curse.
I'm not cursing him. I'm just telling you facts. Listen, Yinka.
Generational curse.
It's not generational curse. I'm just saying 3 months from now, we'll come back to this same podcast and you will tell me that I was right. That's all.
Just to be clear, that is those views are views of Oga Kwame solely, not views of Footy Fantasy. Just
yes, these are Oga Kwame's views. These are not Footy Fantasy's views. But you know that every time Oga Kwame comes on Footy Fantasy, I'm going to say it. The man is going to break off. Anyway, it was nice spending the afternoon with you guys. I hope you guys are ready for the new season. Go to your closest CVS and Walgreens and get your blood pressure monitor. Get some heart medicine. Call your doctor. Huh?
Before we go, let's remind people, tomorrow is the Chelsea season preview, or also known as the NFL team season preview. They have 16 squad. Please make sure you join it.
Yes.
There'll be some cooking tomorrow.
Yes. Ayo, do you know who the guests are going to be?
Not done. Yes. They are not done. No. They are not done yet. They are not done.
It's Idris and Benny and Asher.
Okay, Idris, Benny, Asher. Okay.
That dog the smoke. You know
that is always showing up when things are good. But man, I will be in the comment.
I hate to be Maresca right now.
I love it for him, though. I love it for him.
Where's my first 11? What am I going to pick? If you don't pick one person, if you lose, you're in trouble.
They gotta be doing Russian roulette. Why is it?
I know, Wheel of Fortune.
What's in your name? Echo. Yeah.
Wait,
Lukaku.
Which goalkeeper is he going to play?
Lukaku right back.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I just remember that Lukaku is still a Chelsea player.
He's still a Chelsea player, brother.
Lukaku is still a Chelsea player. All right. Anyway, guys, we gotta go. Until next time.
Yes.
Remy, thanks for joining us. Chudi, appreciate you being here. Ayo, thank you for invading the podcast, even though it's your channel, but you're not invited and you're not allowed. You still came in. And Yinka, always a pleasure, man. All right. See you guys next week. Peace.
Yes, sir.